From the ashes you will rise. After the dust settles, you will see that it was only meant to start your new.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Titus Glenn, and you know what? I couldn't do the show without my friends, my co-hosts,
After the
none other
dust
than Madam
settles.
Secretary and Miss Winkle Out Productions herself, Takara. Hi, give it up for everybody. Listen, we don't have our crowd, but I'm gonna make a crowd. But y'all, we are here to talk new beginning. If you don't know, Titus Glenn has a new single coming out January the 28th, and we're here to just start having these conversations about new beginning, where to start, and different topics, just making conversation. We have different conversations that we're going to be having on the next couple of 4 weeks, I believe, and every Thursday night right here on Titus Glenn channel. We're going to be talking new beginnings, whether it's fitness, whether it's fire, replacing things from a fire, whether it's dealing with death. We're even talking about divorce on this channel right here on how to, revamp and recourse and restart and rejump your life. So, friends, how y'all feeling about this segment?
I'm
I,
excited for one. I'm excited. I feel like it's not overdue, but I believe that New Beginning was starting long before the new year did. So it was time. It was almost like a bubbling up, like a bubbling in my spirit. So I'm excited about these new shows and what's to come in 2022 because this is the first Thursday of 2022. So I'm really excited about that.
That's what's
I'm
up.
excited. I'm extremely excited to start something new. Well, like Madam Secretary said, it's really not new, but just like really talking about it out in the open and having an opinion about it and knowing that your opinion matters is really really cool for me. So I'm excited to see and hear the new examples and how other people are doing it. So I'm excited about it. Hey, I'm definitely excited to hear this new beginning song from
Hey,
Titus Glenn.
listen, it's been about 10 years, y'all, and I can't, I've been in a whole transition in the last 2 years, and finally, being able to talk about it. Like this
Yeah.
song is literally a testament to me of what it looks like to start over, or
Hmm.
start from, what you lost, and in
Mm.
hopes of what's to come. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
y'all, we're gonna go ahead and bring our guest in, and we just tonight conversation is about health and fitness. That's the goal, is to just talk about how to start over your health journey, in your fitness journey, wherever you are. So if you're watching this on the Thursday night, please put your questions in the chat. Let us, let us start this conversation in this new year on how to
Yes.
start our health and fitness journey in the best way possible. All right, y'all, let's
Yep.
go ahead and bring our guest in the room.
Who we got? Who we got?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Who we got?
Ba-da-da-da-da. I know that was the wrong theme song, but anywho, y'all, what is that, Jeopardy?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna let my guests just introduce themselves, just share what they do, and we just kind of just dive into the conversation right after these introductions. So let's start with, yeah, believe it or not, it's been, oh my goodness, it's been almost 20 years since I've
Yeah.
known this guy, and we went to high school together. And
Yeah.
just to kind of, I won't talk much. I'll just let him introduce himself, tell us what you do, and so then we'll go from there. It's on
Hey,
you,
start
Mark.
with me or
Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay. Hey, I'm Marcus Washington. I'm a trainer, strength and conditioning coach, and active release practitioner and company therapist. I've been in the industry for a long time. I worked on three different professional franchises. Started back on in 2015, working in the NFL. Work with athletes, just taking care of people in the community different health needs. And now being a veteran in the industry, I just want to really help out more people. And there's a lot of people that need the help. And I know that social media and I'm excited to be on this Zoom call today to reach more people, because I can't just, training to me has always been about reach people one-on-one in an hour. And this is a better platform for me to help. And I really appreciate Titus invited me on, and I haven't seen the guy in 20 years. I graduated high school, but we could change that. But blessings to everybody on this meeting here.
Cool. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to the musician himself, who shifts his atmospheres left and right. Go ahead and unmute your mic, Mr. Isaiah.
Yes, I am Isaiah Jones, and first of all, Titus, thank you for this opportunity to be a part of this awesome, wonderful show. I am co-owner of Jams Academy, School of Music. I've been a musician for the majority of my life, and I also recently started a platform or quote unquote ministry called Fit to Worship, where I do monthly meetings on Zoom and on Facebook, and we talk about the connection of spirituality and physical fitness. So again, I'm glad to be here, and hello to each and everyone that is on here tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Thank you for being on today, Isaiah. And we got one more guest. If you could just unmute your mic and just share a little bit about yourself, and then we just, y'all, when I say we just flowing, like, if you've never seen a TNT podcast, we legit just have fun and just have conversations around the topic tonight, which is fitness and health. So go ahead and unmute your mic, Chris, and just share with us who you are and what you do.
All right, thank you for having me, Titus. My name is Chris Hunt. I'm a pro bodybuilder. I'm also a personal trainer, an Olympian, and also a musician as well. So looking forward to chatting with you all and hopefully learning something and just getting a little bit of my knowledge as well. So thank you for having me.
Hey, that's what's up. Like, yeah, I'm really, really excited about this. For those that don't know and just now tuning in, like, this is literally jump starting my single, which is going to come out January the 28th. And the name of the single is called New Beginning. So the thought behind this whole segment in January is to have conversations around new beginning. You know, we're starting a new year. Everybody's looking for something, whether they're trying to get their money right, whether they're trying to get their fitness right. You know, some people just recovering from loss. We experienced so much through COVID. So tonight's topic is really just about, you know, fitness and health. And so I'm gonna start with Marcus. You know, I have a question. This might not be the question from the chat that we started, but I figured you could you could answer this question. My question to you would be, why would one want to even start their journey in health and fitness?
That's a great question. Why start? I think part of that is people that have been physically inactive should get active, because it's going to boost levels of serotonin and dopamine to your brain, basically raising your vibration level, the feel good effect. I think that's one of the main benefits that someone should get active.
That's what's up. Do you have any knowledge on the serotonin and how that actually affects your body and what that does for those that don't even know what that is?
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'll go as deep into the subject as you want to. I mean, I know I got other people to call, but pretty much we have in our brains we have different hormonal levels, and if you're not outside getting vitamin D, if you're not getting serotonin and dopamine, which usually comes from eating the proper food regimen, your levels are going to be very, very low, and you're not going to want to just take a walk outside. Brain balance is everything. We've done studies on numerous people over the years, and people that had low dopamine and serotonin levels aren't as active. Another thing is being around former athletes that were in high school or college, they're not as active anymore because they're not pushed to do it anymore. So it's something that you got to do for yourself. It's about positivity, raising your vibration, raising your frequency, and getting out of your old habits and presenting new ones. That's pretty much the best I can explain right now.
That's what's up. So would you say that even exercise in itself could kind of break some, I guess, depression and anxiety just by
Yeah,
getting out and working out?
absolutely, absolutely, 100%, 100%. Um, just being outside, taking a walk outside. I mean, just getting blood flow going, uh, getting blood flow into those restricted muscle groups will help more than anything. Increasing your amount of blood flow to your brain will increase your dopamine and your serotonin levels as well, and also increase your hormonal levels, because that's where depression and anxiety come from. When our for guys, for guys and females, really, if our testosterone levels and our estrogen levels aren't balanced at all, then we end up in phases of anxiety and depression, which basically means that your brain balance is off.
Gotcha.
Or just like y'all are singing spiritually, and you hear that music vibrating, and you feel great when you walk out of church all the time. The same concept when you're out just getting active.
That's what's up, and I can really testify to that because I noticed that the closer I get to 40, it's like I need to exercise or I just don't feel right.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's something about moving. It's something about my friend Sakara, Madam Secretary. They'll catch me at the gym. We be in meetings sometimes, talking while I'm at the
yeah,
gym because I found that when I don't work right, when I don't work out, when I don't eat right, it literally
yeah,
takes a toll on my whole experience. Either I'm trying to get through the day or whatnot. So yeah, I
yeah.
thank you for giving that information because I think people don't even know that what you're doing on a regular basis is really you're setting the tone for how you're
Yeah.
living. You know what I mean? And I think it's
All right.
really crucial that we give people information so that will help improve their life if as we are jump starting the new year. So I'm gonna give it
Absolutely.
over to one of my co-hosts, Madam Secretary. Why don't you just chime in and just ask one of our panelists a question so that we can continue this conversation about health and fitness.
Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. So excited to have all of you. I'm gonna start with Chris. Chris, how are you? If you can unmute your mic, I'm gonna go with Chris. Um, because Chris said he was a pro athlete, and
Yes.
I noticed here lately in some of the news, whether it be the Olympics, different things like that, the mental space of a pro athlete has been very tried because maybe the audience isn't there anymore. We think it's the drive of just exercising, being very disciplined, and then coming out to perform, but having that audience to cheer you on. I didn't know how much the whole makeup of everything really gauge your mental space when you are performing. So I just want to ask the question, what is some of the things you do to prepare, or what are some things that you need when preparing to perform on a high level?
First of all, thank you for the question, by the way. Some of the things I just need the right people by my side at all
Mm.
times. Your inner circle is huge. It's absolutely huge. For me, it's my wife. Without her, she's helped so much as far as like you name it. She makes my job extremely easy, as well as my family as well. So as far as the audience, that's big. Having people, that's cool, having eyes on you, but I'd rather have the right eyes on me. I really don't care on having a whole bunch of, that's great and all, but I'd rather the people who were with me, when things weren't as good, the people who really supported me, thick and, when in the trenches type of thing. So I'm just, my answer would be just having the right people, in your circle that supported you from day one. So.
I'm gonna go over to Isaiah. Hello, Mr. Jones. I'm gonna go because just like performing on a high level, I believe when it's worship. Because one thing you said very interesting is that you do a Zoom call and you kind of collab the two with worship and exercise. Because we know when you worship, that's still high level performance or ministry. And so, what are some things you do to perform? Or what are some things you do to prepare? Your mental space before you are able to help someone else. Hey, let's get on this call. What are some topics that you have to make sure that you're prepared to talk about before you have your call?
Well, one thing in particular, and I appreciate this question, is looking at the fact that remembering God gave us our lives. God gave us our body. And it is up to us to make a return on that investment. You know, he didn't give us this life for us to just do any and everything that we feel at every given moment, but there is a particular purpose he's created us for. So whatever that outlet is, whatever our gift is, we should give it 110%. In my case, my main gifting area is in the area of music. So whether I'm playing piano, whether I'm singing, whether I'm writing songs, all of that is to basically say, God, I appreciate you giving me this time. I appreciate you giving me this life. And I want to do something with my life that will make God smile on me.
Thank you. And then I'm going to do one more really quickly before we pass the mic. Mark, hi, sir. How are you? I don't know you for 11
Good.
years, but I know you for
Okay.
about 11 years. So I'm going to go in. You being a trainer, I think one of the things that you have to really, really be good at, right, is really raising the morale of someone else. So what is something that you do to raise the morale of someone else, even when they don't feel like, you know, because a lot of times when they come to a trainer, they need that extra push, just like you said in high school, we need a coach. So you're basically a coach. What is something that you do to make sure that you're able to give the morale to someone else?
So when I meet somebody new that I don't have a relationship with, my first thing is I always say this: I can't diagnose a problem until I hear their story. And so I always ask people listen series of questions to pretty much dig into their lifestyle to see where they are right now and why is this person coming in to see me of all these other fit pros. But it always starts with their story. And I've had tons of them. I've had the story of the 7-year-old kid who's getting bullied in school to high school kids going from high school to college sports, collegiate athletes going to professional, or just to this day, my oldest client is 83 years old and coming in to see me 4 days a week to stay active, to minimize his, because he has a prostate cancer, and he trains with me to minimize his symptoms, and he's on an all natural vegan based food regimen. More than anything, it's the value what I can bring to them on the hour. But it starts with getting their story, and then once I understand the story, I can diagnose the problem, and then I can give them solutions. Now, I do follow up with those solutions, but a lot of that stuff is also on them as well. Yeah, that's the best way I can put that.
Thank you, Marcus. And I just look like he's ready to go. But it's either Titus or Takara at this point. It's two other people.
Like, I mean, he spoke on it. And I think this is one of the questions that was in the chat, which kind of speaks on, you know, you get somebody's story, but can you kind of go into depth, Marcus, about the power of commitment? Because you have their story, but if they have a story, but they're not willing to actually embrace their own story, to actually change their story, you know what I'm saying? How does that play out?
That falls to me as a coach, really. Holding people accountable. People start canceling or not showing up. You got to look at yourself as a coach and teacher. You got to ask yourself, hey, am I doing the things that I'm called for? Am I becoming selfish? Am I listening to my client? Why is this person here? Why is this person spending this dollar figure with me monthly? So you have to constantly check yourself, because I mean it's great to train folks all day, but you got to realize, and one thing I've realized even when I was managing my own facility, it's not about the trainer, it's about the person that's invested in the coach and trainer emotionally more than anything. It is an emotional investment, and it is an opportunity for two beings to build a synergy long term. And if that synergy is not there, your relationship is not going to work. It's just like with Christ, it's just like in marriage, it's just like with anything. It's a yin yang, and your synergy has to work with your clients, or people are going to continue to walk through that door. They're not going to invest. They're not going to continue to invest with you monthly. It's going to affect your finances. It's going to affect you mentally. It's a lot that goes into it. So that's pretty much how I can explain that one. That's a great question too. Thank you.
I mean, you hit some really, you threw out some good nuggets. That's how I want to say it, because I think a lot of times we start things, but we're really not committed to it. You know what I'm saying? We have this thought that, oh, I'm finna do it, but then when it gets hard, we back off. You know what I'm saying? And that's this is one of those things in our fitness and our health that when we start, it's not always easy. But I think that goes to say, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be better? How bad do you want to feel better? How bad do you want to see what it looks like to be on the other side, whether you're gaining or losing? Because some people are working out to gain, and then some people are working out to lose.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, how bad do you want those results so that you can, you know what I'm saying, feel the way you want to feel? So
Right.
yeah. Were you trying to add something, Marcus?
No, I was just gonna say that you're 100% correct, and a lot of it goes back to a client may be training, with me or me for 3 weeks at a time, 4 months at a time. I got one guy's been with me for 11 years, and you got to constantly change, you got to adapt, you can't get comfortable, you got to constantly understand that person's lifestyle. You got to constantly be extreme. You can't just have your client walk in and be like, oh, we're gonna do 3 sets of 10 today. Well, you gotta change things up. You gotta give them the reason why they come back and they keep investing in you. And that's what keeps people committed. That's what keeps them going. When you're presenting the results and you have the knowledge, you just have to apply it. Because if without applied knowledge, you're a fool. Right? You just are. If you
Come on, Nugget.
If you can't teach and coach apply knowledge, you're an idiot. Like, you shouldn't even be doing them things. You have to apply what you have, and God calls you for certain things. So if you're not applying it, you're disrespecting yourself, you're disrespecting your clients, and you're disrespecting the industry alone. So
listen, he just served us up like a diddly jab and said, all right, now I'm gonna pat you up while you bleed. Take this nugget. If you don't apply this nugget, you's a fool. So we gonna turn it over. I want our other co-host, Takara, go ahead and chime into this conversation, y'all. Those that are watching this right now, listen, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. This is already pre-recorded, but we're gonna come back and I'm gonna give these questions to our panelists so that they can answer your questions, so we can make sure that you have the information you need in starting of your health journey. Go ahead, take over, Takara.
Hey, everybody. Marcus, it's so good to see you. Chris and Isaiah, thank you guys for coming. I think my question is for any one of you guys. I'm a plus size girl who has issues with her knees. So I can't do those. Well, I have to have modified workout plans. Can you guys talk about people that have illnesses and different stuff like that may limit them mentally, but maybe not physically? Can you guys talk about that?
I'll start. Well, when it comes to mentally, I think having a conversation, just knowing exactly what you think your limits are, and trying to in the gym push that without hurting you, of course, but just having that like understanding that, okay, this may be where you're limited, and then just try to like put a plan together to see what we can do to like push you, work on like range of motion, simple things like that. So I said, I have like clients that all the time that have like knee injuries, elbow injuries, stuff like that. We kind of work our way around that as best we can, and just hold them accountable and just give them words of encouragement. And I think that's the biggest thing, because they feel sometimes that they're not doing enough because they feel that they're limited. But just the fact that they're even in the gym doing something, that's already a win. So as trainers, we gotta just keep pushing them and not give them too much, but still make them feel like they are actually working really hard, which they are, and just keep pushing them while just still being mindful of whatever limitations they may have.
Do you think that is motivation as far as mindset change, even with applying limited access to different workouts? Do you think that is sort of kind of changing the mindset of your client?
Absolutely, because a lot of times they're always like, oh, I can't do this, or my doctor told me this, or they already predispositioned that I can't do this, or I'm not good enough. So showing them that, hey, look, this is where you were, this is the mindset that you're in, this is what we're doing now. This is progress, even if it's just one extra rep, if it's 5 more pounds, that's progress to me. You know, and gotta remind people that, you know, this is where you were and this is where we are now. And this is all part of a journey. You know, it's not going to be like an overnight kind of thing. And a lot of times you got to just remind them and just keep them encouraged, you know, no matter how slow or how fast the progress may be.
Right. Thank you for that. Marcus, I did have a question for you. For me, you started talking about the importance of being a coach and pushing, right? So for me, I'm the crier. I'm the one that's gonna cry and cuss because
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
I feel like there's so much anger or energy that we hold in that is like making ourselves sick. So I'm more like the holistic type of training. What do you think about holistic training?
What was the last part? Holistic what?
Training,
Oh,
like
holistic training. Okay,
yoga,
so
different things like that.
So I think I can relate that back to the synergy, like I said before. The mind and the body are one, and we're entity beings. That's really how that's where I can start with that, and then again, I would sit down, hear your story, and figure out the reason why you're here. Like why are you like in the console? I'm like, why is this person here in front of me right now? And I'm here to hear the story because they're interested in the service that I provide. I think holistic is extremely important. I'm very, very big in that, because if it's natural and it came from the earth, take it, do it. If it didn't come from the earth, if it's not natural, if you're not just getting outside and taking a walk, which is natural in my opinion, you got to start there. Holistic healing, the holistic approach is the right way to approach health and wellness. God has already given us everything that we need on the face of the earth to be healthy human beings. It's just that we are, as human beings, we get set into behavioral patterns from a very young age. And then when we get older, our behavior patterns are stuck there. Whether it goes back to dopamine and serotonin levels. You gotta cleanse your gut. If you cleanse your gut out, it cleanses your brain, and your positivity levels go higher. Your frequency, your chakra goes higher. That's in yoga. I learned that a long time ago. Holistic is the way that you want to approach. You're absolutely on board with that.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, do you believe that? Because I know, like Mr. Titus Glenn, he does vegan stuff. So, do you think, along with change of diet, different things like that? Because I know a lot of people don't like to give up their feel good foods. So I don't really believe in like giving up everything, but I do definitely believe in moderation. Can you talk a little bit more about moderation? Either Chris or Marcus.
Chris, you wanna jump in on this one?
Yeah, moderation when it comes to like your meals.
Yes.
For me, I live by the food scale. It goes everywhere I go. When I travel,
oh, that's interesting.
I have to have a food scale. And when it comes to me competing, and as far as like gaining and losing, that'll make or break me. In the past, before I took it really, really seriously, I used to eyeball my meals like, oh, this looks up right. That looks about 4 or 5 ounces. And then I was gaining a lot of muscle, but I wasn't losing weight. I was wondering, like, why am I not, I'm looking okay, but the scale's not really moving. I'm not really losing that much body fat. And a lot of times it's because I was overeating. And I was realizing that what I thought was 5 ounces was really 8 or 9, and which is too much, at least for me, as far as like my body processing and digestion and things like that. So I not only bought a food scale, but committed to using it for every meal and weighing everything to the T, not only my proteins, but fats, everything. Notice a dramatic change in not only just my performance, my digestion, how I overall just felt, my gut health, being more regular, things like that. Everything kind of just tied in. So as far as that portioning is crucial. So I advise anyone, if you don't have a food scale, invest in one. They're not expensive at all. It'll definitely save you.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Now, Isaiah, I do have this final question for you. Um, I know that you've probably had some health issues or anything like that. I've watched your postings and all those things, different things. And me myself, I can't talk about myself on here, right? Okay, so I'm on high blood pressure medication, right? So check this out. Like I am so frustrated. I hate being on medication. Like I hate forgetting about medication, but I know I have to take my medication. So my question to you is, how do you manage health, medication, and fitness? How do you either combine the two or without the two, and combine it like with the spirituality and all of that?
Well, I know first of all, I have to remind myself that even though I may have received a diagnosis of whatever medical condition it is, that's not the end all be all.
Mm,
There's still hope. There's still possibility of getting better. And then coupling that with my faith in God, believing that He is still able to heal.
mhm.
Now, I, like you, I am not a fan of medication. I do realize in many cases it is necessary.
Yeah,
I've taken, I'm currently still on insulin for diabetes. I have
yeah.
taken high blood pressure
Mhm.
pills. I've taken blood thinners for blood clots and things of that nature. But if it's something that is going to help, again, it kind of goes to the whole point of mindset. We
Right.
can look at it and say, oh, this is something that I have to do. This is something I hate to do. And how long am I going to have to do this? Or
Mhm.
we can look at it as a fact of this is something I'm doing that's going to help me get better. And I
Mm,
can even speak on the exercise part for me. Last year, I used to basically go running 3 to 5 miles, at least about 4 times a week, and had no problem. And I would post a lot about that. Since then, dealing with kidney failure, like I mentioned, blood
mhm.
clots and things of that nature, that kind of slowed me down as far as the level of activity I was able to participate in. But
Right.
even kind of touching back on, moderation when you were asking earlier about different exercises, I had to basically regulate myself to taking time, just starting back walking and kind of
Mm,
gradually building myself up. So even though I wasn't at the same level that I was this time last year, there was still something I was able to do exercise wise, and I was still able to achieve some goals, even though it wasn't at the same level that I desired to be at.
mhm. Wow, that's excellent. Thank you guys so much for answering my questions. I feel motivated to recommit myself to a healthier life. Like this has really, really impacted me today. I did have a breakdown moment last night where I was like, I am so tired of being in pain.
Mm.
So this right here was just my new beginning. So thank you, Mr. Marcus, Chris, and Isaiah, for contributing to my new beginning. And I'm gonna turn it over to Titus.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna take a little break, and then we'll come back. And I want to talk about maybe giving advice on different foods that could help. Either just make us feel better, things that we should be eating, things that we maybe should be taking on a regular basis, so that we can get the whole, and maybe even some exercises that you can give for people that are new to just wanting to work out. Period. So we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna play some Titus Glenn music since we're amping up for a new song, but we're gonna play some old song. This is called "Be a Light," and let's play this, and we'll get right back into the wellness and fitness and starting all over, new beginning 2022. Here we go.
In this world that we live in, there just ain't enough smiling. Seems like everyone is crying 'cause life got in the way. But you know what it's like, you've been there many times before. People need to know you came out on top, and somehow they can too. Be a light that shines. Yeah. understand how you survived is now a lifeline. People need to know they're not alone. Better days are ahead. Your tears were not in vain. Somebody's going through the same thing. Cause somebody needs your light. Be a light. Cause somebody needs your light to shine so bright to make it throughout the day. To the hurting, shine so bright. To the one who's looking for a miracle, be a light. Shine so bright. Shine from a long way. To make it throughout the day. That shines like a city. Cause somebody needs your light to shine so bright to make it throughout the day. Cause somebody needs your light to make it throughout the day. Cause somebody needs your light. Yeah. Be a light. Like a city on the hill that's seen from a mile away. Be a light. To shine so bright to make it throughout the day. Be a light. Like a city on the hill that's seen from a mile away. Be a light. To shine so bright to make it throughout the day. Be a light.
Woo!
Oh, you're our audience
That's
now?
dope.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all, we are back. We're back. I'm gonna hit this question to Chris. Chris, and then everybody just kind of take a part of this question. Chris, Marcus, and Isaiah. What are your go-to foods when you're trying to get back on? Because we have slip-ups. People be talking about, they overeat on Thanksgiving or summertime. They go on their vacation, so they eat all kinds of stuff while they're out of town. What are your go-to foods or things that you eat to kind of get yourself back to where you are?
Healthy fats. I think it's super neglected. A lot of people don't realize they see the word fats and they think taboo. Uh, but I think for me, as far as getting everything moving and everything from brain health to just sleep, to digestion, to performance, to burning fat, fuel, fats are really good. So avocados, whole eggs, oils are really good oils like MCT oils, olive oils in my food, stuff like that is really, really good for me. Getting a good fuel source, and for me, that's fats.
So no vegetable oil, no castor oil. We're not talking about
Oh no,
that.
no.
So is there certain oils that you would prefer to cook with? Because
Yeah, absolutely. I not only
okay.
cook, but I'll put it over the food. Extra virgin olive oils are really good. MCT oils are really good. Yeah, so I use that almost in every meal. I don't even use like the canola oil. So anything like grease my pan with, I'll use like an extra virgin olive oil way before like a peanut or canola or any of those kind of oils.
What about coconut oil? Is that okay?
It's good for taste. I
Okay.
would performance wise, I would go extra virgin olive oil. Nothing's really bad with coconut oils, but if you just study as far as like burning for fuel, an extra virgin olive oil would be better, in my opinion.
That's what's up. Marcus, it's on you.
Food wise, just raising a family and being on the go all the time. I'm a big fan of just making bowls. So like I'll do like a quinoa and ground bison bowl with spinach and bell peppers in it. The bell peppers give me a ton of antioxidants. The spinach is great for my digestion. Quinoa is very light in your stomach, and red meat in general has very high levels of iron and magnesium in it, which is what your body needs. The best way I can put that is really bowls. I'm a big fan of fish. I eat a ton of proteins protein wise, the lightest thing on my stomach is but salmon, cod. If it's catfish and tilapia, you should completely avoid that stuff. It's not really that great for you. It's got a lot of, and believe it or not, tilapia is not in the wild. It is genetically made. But people people say eat tilapia. I'm like, they genetically made that. It's not in the wild. So with food, science wise, I got it written up here. It's we have a thing in the body called triglycerides, and triglycerides circulate in the bloodstream to be used by the cells. Any leftovers are stored as body fat to fuel the body between meals. You know, that hunger feeling that you'll get when you have that hunger feeling, your body doesn't have enough triglycerides in it. If you eat more kilojoules than you burn, you will be overweight or obese and may have raised triglyceride levels circulating in your blood. So you definitely want to keep a balanced meal regimen overall. And people say balance, and people are like, what is that? Well, it's based off of to the average human, human being does not consume at least 2,000 calories a day. Let's start there. People will go on the schedule. They'll skip. Not everybody's a fan of breakfast, but people will skip breakfast. Me personally, I'm very big on intermittent fasting right now. It's worked wonders for me and my family. But you want to base your food regimen right around a 2,000 calorie diet just for day-to-day activities, and this is going to affect once again the brain health and how your body functions food-wise. So you got to eat, but you got to eat clean. You can't have your body perform like I tell my clients all the time. You can't have your body perform like an F1 race car when you're putting a bunch of junk in it. It's just not going to work that way.
Now you say bison. I ain't seen bison in Walmart. So,
if we're talking cost efficient, yeah, trust me, if we're talking cost efficient, you can make the same bowl with like just cutting up chicken breast and cooking that. If you're on the budget, there's other alternatives. You can get a packet of chicken breast from Walmart that's steroid free for like $7.
But bison, that's deer, right? Is bison deer?
No, it's from a bull family. They're giant. They're giant creatures. You know, bison, bulls.
Bull.
You know, bison with the horns going.
Where you buying your bison from? Because I don't see that. I see ground meat. I see turkey. I see chicken at Walmart.
How about the meat market?
You really won't see it there. I've gotten ground bison from Sprouts and Tom Thumb, but mostly Sprouts. The alternative stores. Whole Foods, you don't want to shop there. Everything is just freaking overpriced. I mean, it's $10 for like a packet of that stuff. That's just ridiculous. Some people just can't afford it. I'll just be real here. But I was using bison as just as an example. But for me, that's one of my main go-tos, especially when I got to make something quick, fast, healthy, on the go. The meal is done in like 20 minutes total. That's one of my go-tos.
Cool. That's what's up. Isaiah, what you eating over there?
Well, for me, I pretty much stick to chicken and salmon. Every now and then I'll do some turkey, but pretty much sticking to that, and fresh or frozen vegetables and fresh or frozen fruits. I know just trying to abide by doctor's orders and stay away from a lot of the extra things that I know that I love, but that I can't have. So pretty much just fruits, vegetables, and chicken and salmon.
That's what's up. Madam Secretary, did you have a question? Look like you had a question.
The bison thing did it for me. I was like, okay. I'm a foodie, right? And so not all the time is everything healthy. But I've recently become a vegan foodie. Because my friend, we're not gonna say names. Why name drop? But
go ahead and name drop.
My friend Titus Glenn definitely introduced me and encouraged me to try, being a foodie. Just see if I like it. And I actually have become a fan of almond meat. For Taco Tuesdays, the tacos are a bomb, I can't lie. And then so I've been exploring some vegan places, but bison, like I said, as a foodie, that's something I do want to try. So I think we're gonna have to make a trip to Sprouts and we have to get. Well, you said $10 was a lot, so bison has to be between 7 and 10. Because you said 7 was chicken, bison at $10 was too much. So we talking about like $8.50.
But you guys, I've gotten a 1 pound square chunk of ground bison for $7 from Sprouts.
Okay, so let's do this. You can email us or text it to Titus a bison quinoa recipe and let us try to figure this thing out.
I've got pictures on my phone.
Okay, we're gonna try to figure it out. But that was my question about the bison, because I know Chris said something about whole eggs. Now, see, Chris, we're trying to get things that we can do. You look like a whole eggs drinker. Are you a whole eggs drinker, or talking about skillet, or what are we talking about?
Definitely not whole. I actually don't even recommend people to drink whole eggs. As far as digestion and processing it, it's probably one of the worst things you could do. So I definitely fine.
So were you talking about like, well, so not egg white? Are you saying a whole egg omelet?
You can make an omelet. That's one suggestion. I usually just scramble mine, because a lot of times I'll eat it with something else. Like I might add a little ground chicken, or but yeah, omelet's a really good idea, and just kind of make it however you like. But to actually like put it in a blender or like to drink it straight like that, I wouldn't recommend it.
I think PMT cast needs to get a recipe from Chris, a recipe from Isaiah, and a recipe from Marcus, and we need to try all three. We really need to try all three to end the show. We can't just do a healthy show and not come back with, hey, we got the bison. You know, like the people want to see the bison.
I had a question about breakfast. I am not a big breakfast eater. What is an alternative? I like shakes and breakfast shakes and all that, but I don't want to get bored. So what's something that you recommend for breakfast?
Chris, you want to take this one and I'll chime in?
So you don't like shakes. Well, first you can always switch up breakfast. You don't have to eat the same thing every day, like getting bored. I like to do as an alternative, like a smoothie, like a protein smoothie. I'll add in my own fruits. I'll add in blackberries, raspberries, bananas, some unsweetened almond milk, proteins. I add different flavors, some crushed ice, and make like a thick smoothie blend. That's really good. Other times, if I'm a little more hungry, I might do like some oats. I might add some berries to that with my eggs. As far as like an omelet, you can do like the whole omelet thing. Use some egg whites, some bell peppers, mushroom, jalapeno, things like that. You can add a little more protein into that. So I always try to switch it up. Really just depends. For me, I like to have at least 3 different healthy choices, and that fits my macros, that are, it won't make me feel guilty. It's not like stopping at McDonald's or anything like that. But if I get bored, I like to have at least 3, sometimes even 4 different options that are just readily available. Protein pancakes are really good. You can make like some gluten-free, guilt-free pancakes. It tastes like the real thing. I mean, you can add like sugar-free, like chocolate syrups, and you can make it interesting and still be healthy at the same time. And I think a lot of people often think that, eating healthy or having a really good breakfast means that it doesn't have to taste that good, or it's bland. Absolutely not the case.
But it could be bland because your taste buds has gotten used to all the sugar, so it's over.
Yes, and yes. Especially when you're going on that, when you're limiting your sugars, your palate, you're cleaning your palate. It definitely makes a difference.
But when I first went vegan, I would say that the things that we use as sweeteners, like I will cook dessert with dates, and it literally had the same kind of flavor. So like if you wanted to do like some cupcakes, chop up a lot of dates in there. I would use honey as your sweetener, me personally. 100% honey. If I'm wrong, I just chime in, y'all, because I be experimenting. But I wouldn't use the sugar. I would use the dates and the honey to still give you that palate and that flavor of sweet, but it's not the wrong processed sugar. Did I say that okay?
They was about to
you're
get
right.
you. They was on. Listen, they was ready. I have a really quick question for Isaiah. you spoke more of the, like I said, the worshiping and things like that. And if you've ever been a worshiper, you know that like sometimes, depending on the atmosphere, you can come off really drained. What is your type of breakfast to make sure that you are able not to be, because I've heard Titus say and a bunch of other people say, well, they don't really eat very heavy when they have to sing. So what's a good, breakfast or lunch or however, if you have to sing?
Normally for breakfast wise, I'll do maybe a small portion of oatmeal or something of that nature. May add just a little bit of Splenda and unsalted butter. I try not to do a whole bunch of different things. I've recently found some low sodium turkey bacon.
Hmm.
That's kind of worked for me. So I'll do things of that nature. I try not to go hard in the paint, whether it's lunch, dinner, or breakfast before a service or before an engagement. That way I have enough in my body that I'm not hungry once I get there, but on the same aspect, I'm not so full that I can't do what I need to do.
Got you. And one other thing, I know we're coming to a close on our show, but I want to speak to everyone that's on the show, especially Chris, Isaiah, and Marcus. How do you guys deal with the intimidation? Because I know looking at you guys, knowing that you guys are health gurus, it's intimidating to a normal person to even ask questions. Because I was baffled, like, hey, you know what? I got to get my stuff together for this show because I'm just not right, but no, it is. Listen, it's what it is. I said, let me eat a salad today. Like, it just literally.
Shut up.
Maybe berries instead of candy. So, how do you guys deal with the intimidation? Because somebody might look at you, know that you guys are very health conscious, and maybe veer off from even asking you guys maybe the questions, or, even, do you guys see it? No, tell me this. Do you guys see the intimidated people when they look at you? Is it like a look and a stare off? Like, how does it work?
I start because
Yeah.
I cannot walk the door without looks and who's that, or they want to say something. You get these. I literally deal with it every day. So as far as how I deal with it, just be approachable. Break the ice. A lot of times they want to say something, just make them laugh, show them that you're normal, that you're just a regular person, but you just maybe like to lift a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Just for me, I try to be as engaging on social media. I try to show people that I'm normal. Like this workout and fitness journey of mine is just a really small portion of my life. I'm a musician. I have a full-time job, all my family. So for me, it's just a very small, I show people that, hey, you can be dedicated and you can be normal and you can have balance. And I try to show people that, yes, I'm an Olympian. Like I compete at the very highest of the tippy top of all competitive bodybuilding, but I'm also a regular person. I also spend time with my family. You can also approach me with any type of question. A lot of times, especially within the last, I say 2 years, since I turned professional in 2018, a lot of times I don't even start my workout until 20, 30, 40 minutes after, because a lot of times I'm just answering questions when I walk to the gym. And I just, just embrace it. I just, realize that, hey, people have questions, and I just try to be friendly and smile and just, or if I see someone in the gym struggling, or that may look like they, are confused, or they're like trying to figure out how to use a machine, they may be doing it wrong. I may go over and just say, hey, if you need my help, or how I've done this has worked for me, and just make them, feel like, hey, I'm.
Don't think it's weird if you see the whole TTNT staff in your gym workout looking at you. Okay, we all gonna be up in there. Marcus, you get some intimidation, sir. I see you wore your shirt just, athletic.
I wore black to make it slimmer.
Give me another shirt, baby. That ain't small enough. No, just one.
You're fine. But in response to your question, I think you got to walk with Christ. You got to show compassion for those people that you're meeting for the first time. And once you're compassionate and you're open to people, then like Chris said, they're more intuitive to come and talk to you. I've been just I'm going into God, I've been a trainer since 2003. I still do it to this day. Yeah, I have the athletic background, track and field, football, what other, all that stuff, but not everybody has that. So that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. To break that barrier down, and you got to hear that person's story of why they here, why do they walk to the gym, what coach, what teacher is going to help them with their journey. So that it's like Chris said, you got to be more engaging with folks, and when people are staring at you randomly, like I get straight up when I'm working out, and I'll put my headphones and like, hey, how you doing? Can I help you? And they're like, oh God, well I didn't mean to do that, and I'm like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. Can I help you? Can I help you? It's just, do you have questions? And then it's always an open-ended question, and that helps break that barrier down. And then I'm able to build the synergy with this person who's curious about what I'm doing. So yeah, but the gym life, it is intimidating, and I think that's another reason why a lot of people don't go and work out to the facilities, because they may see something. They may see some dude squatting 400 pounds. We got a girl in our facility that squats 275 for reps, and she's not even a competitor or anything. That's just how she works out, but she's intimidating to other women. But she's super friendly when she gets to talking to you. So it is emotionally engaging, and it can be intimidating as well. But as long as you show compassion on those that are there to start to exercise and embrace upon their journey for exercise, you can break that wall down very fast.
Thank you for that. It's back to Titus Glenn. Of course, the other person that works out regularly.
So y'all, we appreciate you like joining us here on this new beginning, these new beginning episodes in anticipation of releasing Titus Glenn new single, New Beginning. Before we get out of here, I want everybody to just go ahead and give your social media handles, so that if people need to get in contact with you, they have more questions after watching the show, if they want to try you to come work out, they'll know exactly how to get in contact with you. So we'll start with Chris, Marcus, Isaiah. Just give your, how people can follow you and all your social media handles.
Okay. On Instagram, it is Chris Hunt. Hunt does have an E at the end, _IFBB Pro. Again, it's IFBB Pro. On Facebook, it is just my name, Chris Hunt. My email is my name, Chris Hunt 1233 @gmail. And feel free to reach out on any one of those platforms.
So you, Marcus.
My Instagram handle is Washington. It's Washington 2_ wellness, Washington Wellness. That's my LLC. And then my Facebook is just Marcus Washington. And then email, you can reach me at WSHINGTON. So it's Washington without the A at iCloud.com. And I'm just here to help folks.
That's what's up.
And for me, IG is Zaya Joe, ZAYAHJO. On Facebook, it's just my name, Isaiah Jones. And my email address is ZayaJmusic, again, ZAYAH, ZayaJmusic @gmail.com.
That's what's up, everybody. Y'all know how we get down. This is our New Beginning show with Titus Glenn, with our co-host, Madam Secretary, and Wickle Eye Production herself, Takara Hyde. Listen, if you need your nails done, your eyes did, your grocery shopping, if you need your nose picked, if you need photography, if you need if you need a good fit, get with your girl. I don't know what size she's on. Madam Secretary, she will hook you up. She's been fitting me out this world. I'll be releasing some pictures really soon. That's who I go to fit me. If you need just help with organization, if you need administration, if you need somebody to come sing at your wedding, get with your girl, Takara Hyde. And if you need a dope song, get with your boy Titus Glenn. And please go stream, go pre-save, go and just follow so you can be ready for the New Beginning release. Titus Glenn coming at you January 28th. So that's our show, everybody, and we will see you guys soon.
From the ashes. it was only your new. From the ashes, after the dust settles, that it was only this, your new.